Las Vegas, y'all better not sign Tom Brady. Do not do y'all fan base like this. Your fan base deserves so much better. Imagine being a Raiders fan, watching your team go from Derek Carr to Tom Brady. And this isn't the Tom Terrific that you remember from New England. Hell, this isn't even the Tom Brady that you saw when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl. And this definitely ain't the Tom Brady that you saw last season. This version of Tom Brady is cooked. You remember a couple of years ago when Max Kellerman used to be talking about the cliff theory with Tom Brady? He used to say it every single year. Oh, he's going to fall off the cliff. And every single year it never happened. Well, years later, it's finally happened. Tom Brady has fallen off the cliff. Did you see that game against the Arizona Cardinals? I thought that I was going to be able to just watch the highlights and not have to watch that game. But it turns out I go to check my phone at halftime and it's tied. Tom Brady, Tom Terrific, right? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are struggling with Trace McSorley and Cliff Kingsbury and the Arizona Cardinals. There was a point in that game where the Buccaneers could only move the ball by throwing it to their running backs. I promise to God, if you go back and you watch that game, the only way they were moving the ball was by dumping it off to their running backs. Arizona was literally taking away everything short, daring them to throw the ball deep. And when they did, Tom Brady was overthrowing Mike Evans. Tom Brady right now looks like Ben Roethlisberger his final season in Pittsburgh. You remember how ugly that was, and I'm a Steelers fan. This performance that we saw out of Tom Brady against the Arizona Cardinals was probably the worst one that we have ever seen out of Tom Brady in his whole entire career. You go back to the previous game against Cincinnati. They had a lead at halftime. And they come out and Tom Brady and company have like 5 or 4 consecutive turnovers. And you can blame the offensive line, the coaching, the injuries, and all that all you want to. But eventually, where do you place that blame on Tom Brady? And where do you just come to the realization that Tom Brady is getting old and he's regressing? You keep saying, well, JT, he comes to the Raiders. We give him a good offensive line, good receiver. At this stage of Tom Brady's career, for you to be able to even make it to the playoffs with him, you need to elite everything. Elite coaching staff, elite offensive line, elite receivers. You need the damn Avengers. That's what you need when you got Tom Brady on your squad. Tom Brady at this stage of his career, he just is too much of a handicap. The dude can't. It was 3rd and 2 against the Cincinnati Bengals. Inside the 10, right? 3rd and 2. All Tom Brady needs is 2 damn yards. And they keep the drive alive. And they probably have a chance of scoring a touchdown. But no. Tom Brady, nobody's open. He tries to run, but he's slow as hell. And he gets brought down. And Todd Bowles opts for the field goal. If you're the Raiders, why would you go from Derek Carr to a quarterback that pretty much is on his last leg? And you Raiders fans can say, man, whatever you say, JT, Tom Brady is better than Derek Carr. At least he don't turn the football over. You know who said the same thing? Indianapolis with Carson Wentz when they got Matt Ryan. Yeah, they were saying the same thing. You remember what they were saying? You remember exactly what they said. Man, Matt Ryan, he may be regressing, but at least he take care of the football. And you saw how that went. Eventually, quarterbacks get to a point when it's just father time just got him. You remember Peyton Manning, his final season in Denver? They carried him to that Super Bowl. That was a really ugly season that we saw out of Peyton Manning. And it was just happy. I was happy that Peyton Manning was able to go out on top. But if we're being honest, if the Broncos defense wasn't that great that season, the Broncos probably wouldn't have won that Super Bowl if Peyton Manning got the helm at quarterback. You look at Tom Brady right now, he just is a handicap to your offense. If you don't have everything in place for him to succeed, you're the Raiders. You're going to have opportunity to move on from Derek Carr and get a young quarterback. A quarterback in the draft, maybe CJ Stroud, maybe a Will Levis, or even if you don't want to go that route, you could trade for a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers. Maybe if the Packers want to trade him, if you have a chance to do better and get younger, do it. Why are you going to bring in old baking Tom Brady? The dude is done. He's fried. He can't throw the ball more than 10 yards downfield. He's missing open receivers. Tom Brady, at this stage of his career, is not the quarterback that you think when you think of the name Tom Brady. Nothing against him and his legacy. But you look at Tom Brady right now, it's hard to watch him play. I'm a diehard Tom Brady fan. I admire the man's work ethic. I admire how the man perseveres and how he always gets it done. And that's one thing about Tom Brady, if you do pick him up, if you're the Raiders, he definitely is going to be able to get the job done in 2 minutes. If the game's close, if you're not getting blown out by 40. I don't know what it is, but for some reason, these defenses cannot stop Tom Brady when it's on the line. Arizona had a fantastic defense that they were playing that was shutting down the Buccaneers' short passing attack. And then the final drive, I don't know what the hell happened. They stopped doing it. They went into overtime, and I'm just like, bruh, this is why the Arizona Cardinals are where they are right now. About to make another coaching change. Against a well-coached defense, the Buccaneers would have got blown the F out. Tom Brady does not need to go to Las Vegas. And to be honest with you, if any general manager or head coach was smart, they wouldn't even think of signing Tom Brady. Tom Brady would be a last resort. A last resort. If any, maybe you have a young quarterback who ain't ready to be developed, so you bring in Tom Brady, have him start for a couple of games until that guy is ready to take over. There's no reason why the Las Vegas Raiders should even consider bringing in Tom Brady. If you're a Raiders fan, you should be against this. Get something younger. You saw what happened with Indianapolis this season and Matt Ryan. The same thing that coach was saying when they first got Matt Ryan is the same thing a lot of you guys are saying right now. Oh, at least he don't turn the ball over, JT. That's all we need. No. Because I'm trying to tell you, it's going to get worse. He's regressing. Tom Brady is not what he used to be. He's not Tom Terrific anymore. If anything, he looks like Tom Horrific. That second half of that Bengals game, that third quarter, oh my God. And it wasn't all his fault. I'm not trying to say it's all his fault. But at this point, Tom Brady he just has so many limitations that you have to game plan around. You have to build around. The dude needs the Avengers to win. And in the NFL, you're not always able to field a team that stacked at every position. Sometimes you're going to have some limitations at certain positions. And your quarterback's going to have to make up for it. The better the quarterback, the more limitations he can make up for it. At this stage of his career, he's not an upgrade from Derek Carr. If anything, he could potentially be a downgrade. Las Vegas, you should not be considering Tom Brady. Josh McDaniels, if you still want to be the head coach of Las Vegas post 2023, you probably should look elsewhere, fam. I promise you, there's some solid quarterback options out there that are better than Tom Brady that could give you a better opportunity to win. Geno Smith would be a very good fit in that offense. He takes care of the football. He has 9 interceptions, 6 out of 9 of them were tip passes and drops by wide receivers. Geno Smith's been balling. Geno Smith could be a very good option. CJ Stroud in the draft, if you could get him, would be a perfect fit in your offense. You did a fantastic job with Mac Jones during your time in New England. So we know Josh McDaniels can develop quarterbacks. I don't really think the Raiders offense has struggled all because of his play calling. I think it's more because Derek Carr is just fizzling out. Derek Carr and Josh McDaniels, they just aren't a good fit. And when it comes to Derek Carr, he just isn't a good fit in Josh McDaniels' offense. You can still get something out of Derek Carr, just not in Las Vegas. But you damn sure ain't going to get anything better out of Tom Brady. Leave Tom Brady alone. Do not do your fan base like that. I appreciate you guys for listening to this episode of the JT Sports Podcast. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos, college football content. Also, make sure that you check out the JT Sports Podcast, available on all podcasting platforms. Apple, Google, Spotify, Amazon, wherever you get your podcasts from, you can find the JT Sports Podcast. And I'll see you guys shortly with another episode.